Make yourself comfortable. Let your body relax and go floppy. Your eyes feel heavy and start to close. Take a deep breath all the way into your belly and then slowly breathe it all the way out. 2 more deep breaths, in and out. And with this last breath, in and out, you find yourself transported into your imagination. You are standing at what appears to be an art class. You are inside a building that has wooden walls and smooth lino floors. Around you are about 10 easels set up with fresh blank canvases on them, ready to be painted. At the front of the classroom is another easel with a canvas, and sitting right on top is a frog. It's the same frog, at least you think it is, the same frog from the stables in Elvaria. As you look at the frog, he lifts up his front leg, foot, paw, whatever you call a frog's front hand, and waves at you with a great big froggy grin. You wave back, and as you do, the door to the room opens and all sorts of magical creatures and animals start to walk in. Some of them even fly in. There's Ostara, who runs the animal stables. She's a fairy and she flies over to you, landing on the canvas next to yours. She is usually wearing her stable clothes, pants, a top, and sometimes a riding hat. Today she is wearing a little fairy smock made out of white petals. She smiles and says hello. She's very glad to see you here. You say hello back to her and watch as the other creatures come into the room and choose their canvases. There's a friendly witch, an elf, a little yellow dragon, a girl called Jenny wearing a pirate hat. Jenny really is a pirate. And lastly, a group of guinea pigs. They look like a family, mum, dad and kids. Each of them chooses an easel, and then you watch as they seem to float up into the air and hover right above the side of the easel so they can reach it. These must be enchanted guinea pigs. Ostara sees your look of surprise. She tells you that there's a spell placed on this room so that the small animals can float and hover. It's a little bit like flying, but not quite as fast. And they don't have to put any effort in. They just think about where they'd like to be and they gently float to that place. It's very useful for these small animals and makes painting lots of fun too, because they're doing it with their whole bodies, and it makes creating the art a full body experience. Ostara tells you that in the human world, some humans like to do this as well. Not floating up beside their canvases, but using their whole bodies to make art. Some people paint using their hands or feet, and some get a great big canvas and then throw paint at it. Then there are different kinds of art, like acting and dancing. Art is really wonderful because it's expressive. It helps take what's inside of you and put it out into the world, and it feels really, really good. That's what making art is all about. It's about feeling really, really good. Well, that does sound lovely, and you're excited for this art class. You're excited to do some painting, to express yourself, and to watch how and what the other creatures paint, especially to see the guinea pigs floating around, painting their canvases. The frog at the front of the classroom claps his hands together to get everyone's attention, so all the creatures look at him. He says that today you will be painting with very bright colours, and this session is all about expressing joy and happiness. You can do this however you would like. You can paint a picture of something in particular. It might be a thing you love, a person you love, a place you love. It could be an idea, something you wish for or dream about. Or you can paint an abstract concept like love or happiness itself and what you imagine it to look like. Or you could just take the paint and make shapes and colours. It's really up to you. Suddenly, at the bottom of your easel and everyone's easels appear several cups of paint in very bright colours, in every colour you want to use, plus a cup of water to clean your paintbrush, and in your hand a paintbrush has appeared. It's the perfect size for you, and you notice that Ostara has a tiny fairy paintbrush, and everyone in the room has the perfect size paintbrush for them. So you take a few minutes now to create this artwork. What colour will you choose first? Where will you start? What is it going to be? Place that first brush stroke on the canvas. Feel how the brush smoothly moves across the canvas and how the paint looks bright and slightly shiny as it's wet and shines in the light. Continue painting now, creating this artwork that is an expression of happiness and joy. Your artwork is looking very good, and it's almost finished now. You add the finishing touches, and then you look around the room at everyone's pictures. Ostara has painted a self-portrait, a picture of herself with a great big smile. And around her are bright colours, yellow and orange, seeming to shine off her around her body, like energy flowing from her. Perhaps it's her aura. It's a lovely picture that makes you feel happy just looking at it. It's nice to see other people, other creatures, looking happy. When other people feel happy, you feel happy too. That's a lovely feeling, to both feel happy together. You tell Ostara that it's a lovely picture, and she smiles. She says that she loves your picture too. It makes her feel very happy as well. You both look around the room at all the bright colours. Some creatures have drawn their favourite places, their favourite people, or family members, and some have done pictures that have bright, colourful blobs everywhere. It's amazing to see the difference of how the room feels from the start of the lesson with all the blank canvases to now with all these bright, happy canvases filling the room. There's so much for your eyes to look at. And all the creatures too. There's a difference in them. At the start of the lesson, they were excited to paint, and now they're all very happy and satisfied and pleased with themselves. They seem very content and excited in a different way to the start of the lesson. It's so nice to be in a room full of happy creatures. At the front of the room is the frog, and he's just finishing up his picture. He's floating about in front of his canvas, putting paw prints, if you call them paws, all over the painting in different bright colours. So his canvas is covered in these prints in orange and yellow and green and bright blue. It looks great. You look over at the guinea pigs, and they're just finishing their paintings too. They look so funny, floating about, slowly moving from the left of the canvas, holding a brush, floating all the way over to the right side, while the paintbrush drags the paint across the canvas. Another guinea pig floats up and down, and the last guinea pig floats its body across the canvas. Oh goodness, that guinea pig's covered in paint. She decided to use her whole body and get very creative. The canvas has big smears of blue and purple and yellow, and as she changes which colour she's using, she dips her whole body into the water and wiggles and scrubs the paint off so she can use a new colour. Oh goodness, that does look messy, but it does look kind of fun. Everyone's finishing their artworks now, and it's time to have tea and biscuits and wait for the artworks to dry. Ostara leads you to the back of the room, where you notice now that there's a long table with all sorts of drinks, cold and warm, to choose from, and lots of tasty biscuits and cakes. You choose what you would like to eat and drink. They have practically everything here. So you pour your drink into a lovely bright yellow cup. You find a saucer to match. You can't find one in yellow, so you use one in bright orange. All the cups and saucers are very bright, just like the colours on the canvases today. And on the saucer, you place what you would like to eat. Now Ostara leads you to the back corner of the room, where there's lots of bean bags to sit on. You ask Ostara about the frog who runs this class. Is it the same frog from the stables? Oh yes, says Ostara. That's Edmund, or some people call him Froggy. When he's not helping out the fairies, who likes to run art classes. It's good for us all to do some art. It gives us a break from busy and stressful things in our lives and lets us do something for pure fun and pleasure. It helps us let go of any stress and refill our happiness cups. What about you? How did you feel painting? So you tell her how you felt. And then you relax into a comfortable beanbag, and these beanbags are very bright coloured, just like the paints and the teacups. So you choose your favourite colour and snuggle into the beanbag, getting comfortable. Ostara sits on top of one beanbag. They're all your size, so she looks very small, but she does look very comfortable. You drink your tea and eat your snack, and it's time for you to head home. Ostara tells you that your painting will be kept very safe here, and anytime you'd like to look at it, all you need to do is step back into your imagination, come back to Elvira, and come here to the art class. Or if you like, it can be kept somewhere else, in the art gallery, or Ostara can take it back to the stables. It's up to you. Right now, it's time to put down your empty teacup and saucer and say goodbye to Ostara. You ask her to tell Edmund thank you very much for the class. It was lots of fun, and you'll be back again sometime. Ostara says that she loved seeing you here today, and she loved to see you painting and enjoying yourself and the beautiful canvas that you created. She flies up and gives you a little kiss on the nose, and you tell her goodbye and let your body start to relax and sink into this beanbag as you start to deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. You find yourself coming back to your bed at home, ready to drift off to sleep, to have lovely dreams and magical adventures in your imagination.